What is going on YouTube? It's Brendan from Market Makers. Guys, I know that you enjoy this content because who else gave you the Schmida cycle? Who else talked about the acceleration of the DXY going up to meet its 2021 high up there at 121? Look at this acceleration. Who else told you where to short the indices? Who else gave you the direction of Bitcoin after making that all-time high? Sure, there's other people, but they don't wear cool shirts like this. And that's the most important thing, guys. All right, guys, so let's cover the quick news. So the UK, now Citibank came out and said the UK's inflation rate, which is roughly 10%, it is going to potentially double to over 20% throughout next year. 20%. And remember, they use the same rigged CPI that we do, okay? That's the rigged method showing a 20% inflation. The sterling is crumbling. You look at the euro, it lost parity with the US dollar. Now, even the totally brain dead economists that you see on TV, even they are saying the Eurozone, which is the second largest economy when you combine them all together, the Eurozone is facing a potential depression due to energy issues. And now we have Russia totally cut off the Nord Stream pipeline for the natural gas for Europe. So they have to conserve their energy. They're doing rationing. This is part of what happens when you follow a 16-year-old's advice who gives a speech at the UN on what to do to your energy grid. Okay, this is what happens. As Elon Musk said, who is a true pioneer in the field of green energy, right? As he said, we need all forms of energy. But when you have half of the country, half of the world has that mind virus of we're all going to die and we're going to die very soon. Well, this is what happens, guys. And in reality, what's really funny is the people that promote that narrative, like Leonardo DiCaprio, Al Gore, they fly around on private jets. They all own massive estates right on the ocean. But, but they're all deathly afraid of, you know what I'm going to say. I can't say it because I get censored. This, by the way, is what I'm going to do on our podcast. Okay, I'm going to put a podcast up there. I'm looking at Friday. I'll update you guys on Rumble. Okay, we're going to upload that. I'm also going to upload the full DVD for the Schmida year because nobody's talking about that. I haven't even seen anything on YouTube. The only channel here combining the esoteric for you because the Schmida year has captured every 50% plus bubble crash in the last 50 years in the stock market. And as you guys know, Bitcoin will follow the stock market. That's where all the money is. It starts with the big money and you trickle your way down, okay? So where are we, guys, right now? We have raging inflation. We have a CPI coming out, I think the 13th. We have the CPI coming out. The market's going to look for a bottom and then potentially bounce. But going into September, going towards Elul 29, which is September 25th, if this bubble cycle repeats just like the last two Schmida years, actually every single Schmida year that had a 50% crash, you're going to see an acceleration of that drop. Going into the end of September, I'm looking for a bottom, as you guys know, in late October, and then a bounce, that holiday bounce with the retail shopping for Christmas and everything else. But hey, you could just keep going down. We'll see how that plays out. We'll go over the patterns, but guys, let's start off with the DXY. Because there's a couple people, I shouldn't say nobody. There's definitely a couple people that were talking about the DXY. Down here circled, this is when we made our all-time highs in the Russell. That's the kissing cousin of Bitcoin. In the Russell, in the Nasdaq, in Bitcoin, down here, and look what the DXY has done then. Guys, I've been adamant. These are not breakdowns. These are fake outs. The DXY is repeating the 2000 dot-com bubble burst. It is on its way up to 117. It got up to 121 in that bubble burst. And I think if you flip 117, watch out for 125. This bubble that we are in, as Jeremy Grantham said, guys, this is a 3 sigma bubble trading 3 standard deviations away from trend. You're going to see massive catastrophes and a loss of wealth. And from watching TV today, watching the business news on CNBC, the permabulls are lost. They don't know what's going on. So you know what their narrative still is? Well, you still can have a soft landing. You still can have a soft landing. Shut down the soft landing narrative, okay? Shut that down. It's not going to happen because historically it's never happened one time. One time going all the way back to World War II, it has never happened when you've had inflation above 5%. You know what the difference is? You know why you hear the Fed chairs talk about how great Paul Volcker is? Paul Volcker came in And you know what Paul Volcker did? He did not care about the oligarchy. He did not care about crashing the stock market. He cared about the people. And the president at that time, when Volcker flipped the switch to raise interest rates, he looked over at Reagan. Reagan gave him a thumbs up. Boom, flipped it. Market crashed, raised rates to 20%. Then we went on an extraordinary bull run all through the 80s, okay? He reset everything. What you hear of the soft landing narrative, this is nothing but a protection of the oligarchy. And the reason I say that is because 90%, this isn't a conspiracy theory, this is real facts. 90% of the equities are owned by the top 10% of the population. This is your Bezos, this is your Musks, this is your that robot, whatever his name is, that owns Facebook, Zuckerberg, right? These are the people that are being protected, and the political class. And why would the political class protect them? Because they get seats on their boards when they leave politics, and because who donates to their scummy campaigns? The oligarchy does. That's who donates to them. And you know why Reagan won 48 states? I don't know if another president's ever won that many states. Won 48 states is because he looked out for the people. So for all the people that are demented and, you know, just shit on his legacy of the 80s, to this day in my lifetime, and I'm 43 turning 44, he's been the best president we ever had, because whether you liked him or not, he looked out for the people. And so did Paul Volcker. I'm hoping Powell can just get some type of reincarnation of Volcker visiting his room, his ghost or something, because Powell can make that happen as well. Don't back off. Don't kneel to the oligarchy, which is what the political class wants you to do. We have to fight inflation. 66% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. I don't even want to know what's happening to the electric bills in Europe. I've heard they've tripled now. They can go even higher. You have businesses shuttering at a record rate in the UK. Guys, it's not even winter time yet. That's what's crazy. You have to understand this is going to get worse, not better. Paint me the bullish case that the business news wants me to believe, because it does not exist, and they are not aware of the Shemitah. And I just want to give a shout out to some of our friends there in Israel that messaged me and told me I'm mispronouncing all the words. Hey, I'm doing the best I can. I know Hebrew is really difficult to pronounce, okay? But guys, let's jump into the TA. Bottom line is, after that rant, you have to protect your own money. Nobody is going to do it for you, okay? Be smart about things. Regardless of which exchange you use, only keep on your exchange what you're going to trade with. Be smart with your money, and just watch this channel. I'll keep you guys updated as best I can. I want to give you guys as close to the bottom when the time comes as I can. I'll get you in that quadrant, okay? Nailing it to the dollar, probably not going to be possible, although who knows, right? But same thing, we're going to have rallies all up and down, guys. So I want everybody who watches this to be able to find their way to financial freedom. Because trust me, I'm not doing this because I have to. I don't make anything from YouTube. I think at the end of the month, what it works out to with the ad, the only way you get paid on YouTube, and I have a small channel, I have 24,000 subs. I think I get like $300 a month in ad revenue. So trust me, the hours that I spend researching stuff, doing my own personal trading, it's not for YouTube revenue, okay? So, I hope you guys do appreciate this content. Please do like and subscribe. I'd like to continue to grow the channel, and I'll be getting that podcast up on Rumble. Shooting again for this Friday, guys. So we set up our page. If you have a Rumble account, search Market Makers. I don't even know how to do all the functions there yet. I have Lee looking into it, but go ahead and add us if you see us, and I'll check it out later today as well, see if I need to make it visible or something. But we are registered there. There's no content published yet. That's coming this week. I'll keep you guys updated. All right, so this is where we're at on the DXY, guys. Again, measured of the US dollar measured against a basket of currencies, and this is going to 112. That's going to happen, okay? A lot of the crash callers, some of these people that, very smart economists, they all think this is breaking down and the metals are going up. Not happening, guys. Not as long as the Fed raises rates. And look for the 16185, 117. Again, .com got to 121. We're going up there, guys. Let's talk about the indices briefly, and we're going to deep dive into Bitcoins. I know the majority of people that watch this channel are really interested in the cryptos. Guys, the DX or the SPX, the S&P, the broader market, looking at the weekly time frame. Again, where will we go? I'm telling you right now, a 50% decline lands you at buy. 1618, 2409, same exact cycle, repeat it in 1973, the dot-com bust, and of course the great financial crisis. Not a coincidence that the 1618 Fibonacci ratio is 50% down, okay, based on a law of three, ABC projection down. Again, the second half of the Gann market pattern. Perhaps that's why Gann is the most successful documented trader of all time. Documented, okay? 50% decline. That's where you're going. And you're going to have waves. You're going to have big rallies. .com had 7 big rallies, I think over 20%. You're going to have waves. For me, this is going to break down, I think October 31st in that area. Late October, we're going to be looking at the 618 with the acceleration of the price drop at 35.93. Looking at this on the daily, same type of decline, nothing's changed. Jump over to the Nasdaq. Where's the Nasdaq going? The Nasdaq at the end of this thing, when this market has had its way, you're going to 4,446. Again, that's a 73% decline. No history of that though. I mean, just 20 years ago, .com, Nasdaq went down 82%. Once you start breaking these long-term moving averages, which are going to give you nice rallies like this, we're going to be longing these if they come to fruition, as long as we don't fall right through them. Once you start breaking these guys, you're coming down in all the indices, okay? The Russell, the kissing cousin of Bitcoin. Of course, this actually gives us a candlestick pattern, right? We actually have a candlestick pattern. We are falling below the 200, 233 now. This is a 300 down here. October 31st, I'm looking for 1521 on the Russell. Nobody has that target that I have seen anywhere on the interwebs. So stay tuned for that. Russell on the daily, once again falling down. I told you we're tracking towards the 1 fib in all of our patterns for our trades that we set up. Guys, you can support this channel, SimpleFX, the $5,000 deposit bonus. That is instant. Nobody has that bonus available. It is available exclusively to anybody that uses our link. And the video to show you, the tutorial video, is also in the video description. I think you guys need to trade other things than crypto because these trades are easy to set up. Every market is rigged. Every market is manipulated. But if you've been on the inside, you know how the trading works, you know how the algorithms work, you can find super successful trades like I've been sharing with you guys on YouTube that can bring you life-changing money. Check out SimpleFX. And so we're tracking now at 1788, moving down towards 1751. We'll try to base there, and if we lose that, going down to 1578, it looks like. So this could happen fast. And let's go ahead and jump over to Bitcoin. All right, this is what everybody's waiting for, and you had to wait 12 minutes for it, so I apologize. But let's go ahead and look at this. So I was actually going to show this to Hunter Biden. I don't know. I know a lot of you didn't know this, but I know him. But then I realized there's too many lines on my chart, and he'd probably try to snort them. So let's go ahead and look at this. So the Bitcoin Dante's Descent chart, 11-bar drop, 9-bar run up, 20 bars between tops, tracking absolutely gorgeous. On our way down to 10,591. Not spending any time on this, but just a reminder, guys, candlestick pattern, not a price sensitive pattern. However, that is 10,591, where you could get a reflection and then get your 9-bar run up. And then from there, mysterious, could be up, could be down, depends what's happening in the market. We'll cover that when we get to it. But be aware, this can go lower. This can go higher. Stay at 15, stay at 12, wherever it wants to stay. But this is where we're looking for that local bottom. On the daily, you can see we're getting some sell-off, 19,124. All right, so here's the million-dollar question. Everybody's asking me, right? Everybody wants to know. Brendan, what's your opinion of when we lose this low, the 17.5? Well, here's the way I look at it. The S&P, let's look at it on the weekly. When the S&P made its low, right? And this is for all the indices. They all made that June low. They all rallied up, okay? Bitcoin also did the same thing. It made its low. So just common logic here. Just follow my thought process. If this was our low, I would assume, one would assume, I should say, when these indices lose their low from June, this could be when Bitcoin loses. But as you guys know, Bitcoin much more volatile than the indices. Bitcoin could lead, right? And that's the true problem here is Bitcoin could lead before they lose their lows. Bitcoin could lose its low because it could move down first. So that's the unknown. Now, what are we doing here? Look, again, There's no key resistance. I swing trade. I'm on the daily. We're going to go down to the 4 hour here, but you're using fibs as support. It's very tight range. You're getting a down thrust right now. You know, if you wanted to throw this even into like a mini cough structure, just based on these candles right here, it would look like this. I mean, it's going to line up with the fibs. There's your base. And here would be your top, something like that, okay? So this is what it would look like, and you're getting a down thrust. You want to see this back tested. You want to see if price, and we'll look at this on a smaller time frame, if this comes up, kisses 19,554, and doesn't make it back into the box, back above the fib, and you get that inverse cup. Remember, you're always looking for these cups, right? If you get that inverse cup, you want to see this inverse cup get made, and you can always look at this maybe as a scalp or something that may play out better. But we have to see how this looks on the smaller time frames, okay? Because I like to short just like I did at the indices. By the way, the technicals, I hear everybody say, well, the technicals were so bullish for that June rally. No, they weren't. See, people that say comments like that about the technicals being bullish when they're talking about the S&P, the Russell, the Nasdaq, they crossed the 50. They were below the 200 on the daily. They're below the 50 on the weekly. Those are your key bear market technicals, okay? You're bearish. You're in a bear market rally unless you can flip the 200 on the daily and flip the 50 on the weekly and begin to move up. Those are your two key bear market technicals. So be aware of that when you're tracking those indices, guys. And that is bearish until you can flip them and hold them. So let's go ahead and look at a couple different indicators here. Let's look at my gummy worm. So guys, this is a cool indicator. I'll go ahead and share it with you. You're gonna have to read about it. It's basically a projection of trend. It's called the weighted Harold Davis quantile estimator. You can go ahead and read that paper on it, but essentially it's a percentage estimate based on mathematical calculations, quantile projections. I'm not going to pretend that I understand all of that. I am not a mathematician, but you can adjust your trend. I have mine set to 13, but it basically same thing as a trend following of like a Don Sheen channel. I'm always looking at different things, but you can adjust it. But what is interesting about this, I lined this up at 13 to match my money flow, which is making a double top here right at the median line and coming back down. And you can see the bottom here, projection lines you up at the 0.5 fib at 17,806 here on the daily. So we'll see if that's where it ends up going. So it gives you the blue for the bullishness, the red for the bearishness. Obviously, when you fall out, you have a bias to pop back in, kind of like Bollinger Bands. But once again, you guys can read about it. I like to experiment with some new tools, and hopefully maybe someday somebody comes out with something that tracks 100%, right? And here you go, the 200, 233, 150. Again, this isn't happening anytime soon. And if it did, this is exactly where I'd be looking to short if some miracle happened. That would violate our pattern, the Dante's descent. I don't anticipate that happening. Looking at this on the 8 hour, speed resistance fan, guys, Fibonacci fan. You guys have seen me play with these. I really like these. They're kind of cool. Speed resistance fans, a lot easier, a lot faster to set up than can fans, and they seem to track really nice sometimes when you lay them out. Swing low to swing high. Look at your 618. The candle's bouncing up, fell down the next level, getting some chop, some volatility, and now you're falling to that 886. We'll see if that can hold up here. This is an 8 hour time frame. Again, I'm looking for resistance, guys. When I'm doing high probability trades, everything I do is about high probability trades. It's why my success rate is so high. So if we start going down to the 4 hour time frame, looking at the 4 hour, this is where I want to be shorting, okay? Now, this could take some time to set up, and obviously, guys have different strategies. People scalp. We have multiple traders in our Discord. If anybody wants to come, learn some trading techniques, get some trades, meet 11,000 other people. We also have a Telegram for signals, but this is what I'm looking for to short, guys. I want to see the 4 hour time frame. I want to see these look like they're going to have to descend some more. Bitcoin have to rally. You can see your Ichi cloud getting thinner here. Maybe you get some type of breakout when the indices do make a bottom, okay? When they make a bottom, find their bottom and start to come up. Maybe we can see Bitcoin hit this, contact it, because this will be an excellent opportunity if we start making a top to make a short. Guys, a lot of trading is going to be patience. And I know for new people that have blown up their accounts, I blew up 2 accounts in my young 20s, big accounts, 6-figure accounts. I've blown these accounts up. Guys, you got to learn patience and look at high probability trades. And that is how you get trades like when I shared that short at 48,240 and captured a 46% immediate decline, 60+% decline overall. These are massive trades, but that's how I trade, okay? I swing trade and I look at larger time frames, but the 4-hour time frame where I would go on Bitcoin, I need to see contact here, okay? But we do have people that are looking at scalps and everything at this level as well. And we'll see if Bitcoin starts positioning itself to fall down the key support. If it loses a 618 here, it's going to be coming down towards that 1 fib here on the 4-hour time frame around 18,198. So we'll see some volatility there. So look at the 1 hour. I mean, the 1 hour, it looks really, everything looks dramatic on the 1 hour. That's why you guys are crazy that trade on the 5 minute. Everything looks parabolic on a 5 minute time frame. But so the 1 hour, you can see you lost your range here, right? And again, always zoom out, guys. Always zoom out to larger time frames to get a better picture of where you are. But you fell out of your Wyckoff, you lost your range. Your long-term moving averages, even on the 1 hour, are really high up. So Bitcoin needs to settle. It's going to settle when everything else settles. Let me look back at the Russell really quick. So Russell, if it declines another 30 bucks, you're going to see everything start settling down. And then we'll see if they put a bottom in, because a lot of the indices on the daily are oversold, okay? But the thing is, guys, you look at the weekly, lots of room to move down. Lots of room to move down, guys. So just be very well aware of that. Let's flip over to gold real quick. Gold, like I said, you know, a lot of the gold bulls want this to be a double bottom, and it is a double bottom, but a double bottom patterns don't matter unless you get the momentum to go along with them, guys. You got to come up. You got to get that W. You got to get that arm up, and gold is not going higher when the dollar is at 110, okay? This thing, I'm telling you, you know where I'm buying gold? And I said this before, guys, and I'm probably buying physical gold. And 1618, 1425, okay? That's where I'm buying gold. 31% price decline from the high, okay? 31% price decline. Again, gold went down 34% in the great financial crisis. I will buy gold in that region if we can hold that as a base. And that is a huge discount. Oil, so what's going on with oil? Well, OPEC Plus just cut production, right? So the Biden administration has been releasing 1 million barrels a day, and that's going to dry up at some point, but that helped bring down gas prices 70 plus days in a row. OPEC Plus just cut production. Nord Stream 2 gas is totally cut off from Europe, so oil's still dropping. Because again, guys, the recession that's gripping the world, China just cut their lending rate by 200 basis points. China has 20 million plus people and there's zero virus lockdown. Again, words I can't say. That zero tolerance lockdown for the virus, okay? They have 21 million people locked down. Your oil is in that range of it can explode up, but everything is slowing down due to massive inflation. Global recession, guys. That's what we're coming into, is global recession. Be aware of that. Stay tuned for the next video. Guys, look out for the Rumble. If you have Rumble, go ahead and find us, Market Makers. I don't know how you add, but I'm sure it's pretty easy. Add us there, and I'll be uploading content there as well. All right, guys, talk to you next video. Good night and good luck.